Hi Sagittarius, happy birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2020 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I'm probably not going to bring those back until January. Just wanted to give you an update there. As far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always. And in addition to that, I pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So we'll get started with the main spread. If I could pick up the card. There we go. The main situation position, we have the Eight of Wands. So this is actually Sagittarius energy, represents the first 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So, this can represent a lot of communication, taking a lot of action. Could just be as simple as people just reaching out to you left and right to wish you a happy birthday, right? Doesn't have to be anything huge and significant, but looks like there's going to be a lot of activity around you guys this month. And you're probably going to feel like there's going to be a weight lifted from you too, because, we did have Mars retrograde for a long time in Aries, and that actually wrapped up recently. So, your fifth house, that might have made you feel a little bit stifled with creativity, maybe even with dating, things along those lines. So you might feel a little bit of freedom there. And then, of course, as planets come into your sign, that's going to help too. We had the Mercury retrograde that started in your 12th house of Scorpio. So, it could just be saying that you're feeling like a weight is being lifted in a way in certain areas of life. So, pretty positive card overall. All right, in the challenger obstacle position, we have the Four of Wands, which is Aries energy, speaking of which. The Ace of Swords, which is air energy, and the Nine of Swords, which is Gemini energy. So, interesting combination here. For some of you, this can just be saying that maybe you're communicating around taking a relationship to the next level. I can't speak today for some reason, but that could be what that's pointing to there. But with the Ace of Swords, I feel like there's some, especially with the Nine of Swords right after, I should say, it looks like there's some nervousness around communicating that message to this person. So, for some of you, it can be someone that you might have been dealing with in the past and maybe wanting to reconnect with them. For others of you, this is someone you're already dealing with, but maybe it's just a matter of expressing your feelings to them. So there could be a little bit of nervousness around that. And, I would say it could just be saying that you might be overthinking things. So the good thing is with this showing up in the main position, I feel like eventually you're going to move past that blockage. But it could just be saying that up to this point, anyway, that's been what's held the situation up was, just really overthinking, should you express your feelings to this person or not? And it doesn't have to be just romantic relationships either. It could just be pointing to, like I said, maybe your creativity. You might have had writer's block, for example, if this is more of a work thing for you guys and couldn't get things off the ground. And if that's the case, again, I see that blockage clearing for you guys as well. So hopefully that resonated. In the foundation position, we have the World. So this is actually, usually for me, I look at this as North Node energy. And right now we have the North Node moving through your opposite sign, Gemini. So this could definitely be saying that, maybe whatever the situation is, this was something you needed to learn as far as relationships and partnerships go. So that's the positive. As far as, if there was some kind of blockage and now you're going to get that forward movement, it looks like this is saying that with this in the foundation, you have learned those lessons. This also has a Capricorn energy to it as well. So if we think about that representing your second house, maybe this was a situation with finances for you guys where, all right, let's just look at it in a practical way regarding finances in that regard. Let's say you were going to buy a house, right? But you were just a little bit worried about putting the money into it, right? Like, okay, can I afford to make this investment? Especially with all the financial uncertainty going on for everyone this year, that could have been what was playing a role in that. So it could just be saying that maybe with Saturn wrapping up its transit through your second house and moving into your third house in December, you might feel a little bit like a weight is lifted around your finances. All right, in the past position, we have the Moon in reverse. So to me, this could just be saying that maybe a situation you weren't seeing clearly, you might have finally gotten some clarity around that. And as far as timing goes, since this is technically a reading for December, that full moon eclipse in your opposite sign hasn't happened yet, but it'll happen at the very end of November. So given that this is a December reading, could even just be saying you might get some clarity there. For some of you, it might have come to you earlier, though. For example, the new moon that we pretty much just had in Scorpio could be pointing to that as well, saying that might have brought some clarity to you guys, given that it was in your 12th house. So maybe it helped you see a situation more clearly. But that's what I'm seeing there primarily, that it looks like some situation might have had some confusion around and weren't necessarily seeing clearly. You might have gotten some clarity on that in the past. In the present position, we have the Sun and the Knight of Swords. So whatever this was that you might have lacked clarity on, once you get the clarity on that, with the Sun, it looks like, all right, now you can see the situation clearly, and now you're ready to take action on it. And given that this is, this is Gemini energy too, so again, pointing to your energy in your opposite sign, and the fact that that full moon eclipse at the very end of November is going to be there. Could just be saying, whatever this is, you might have lacked clarity in the past, you get some clarity on the situation, now you're ready to take action on it. Could definitely be saying that it's in a romantic relationship for some of you, or it could just be partnerships of any kind, because 7th house just points to partnerships in general. And of course, given that this is Gemini energy too, could just be saying that now you're finally ready to communicate. Like I said, where you might have just been stuck in your head. Okay, do I say anything? Do I not say anything? Looks like something shifts for you guys where you're actually able to take action this month. All right, in the near future position, we have the Queen of Arrows. So this is actually Libra energy here, which of course Libra is the natural ruler of the 7th house, so it could be pointing to that theme again. Or for some of you, Libra is also your house of friendships. So maybe that's what it's been, right? Maybe it's a friend of yours that you're like, oh, should I tell them I have feelings for them, right? Could it make things weird? That could have been what it was. Or for some of you, could just be saying that a friend actually helped you gain clarity on the situation, especially because if we put them back in the spread, she's pointing right at the 7 of Cups. So if it's you guys who were confused around the situation, maybe reach out to a friend and they give you some clarity and some insight regarding the situation. For some of you, they might even act as like a go-between, depending on what the situation was in the past. Maybe they find out for you if this person feels that way about you. Could be a multitude of ways that goes, but this is a good energy to see here in general, though, because it does point to balance. Whereas the 7 of Cups energy, we see there is not balance. So looks like I said, if there was a lack of clarity around something, if it hasn't already happened for you, looks like it's going to be coming soon. So pretty positive news there. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the 6 of Cups. So this is actually technically Scorpio energy, which is your 12th house, and usually this represents to reconnecting with someone from your past, a reconciliation. I usually refer to it as the being the bigger person card, just because if we look at their how they look size-wise in the shot, it looks like this person's bigger, and they're the ones who are actually extending the cup to the other person. So could just be something like that. Like I said, if you guys had a falling out regarding some situation, it could just be you extending the olive branch, right? And that tends to happen in general a lot this time of year, because no matter where you are in the world, there's usually some kind of holiday to celebrate in December. And with that, you get nostalgic a little bit. That might make you think, oh, you know what, let me reach out to this person. I hadn't spoken to them in a while, something along those lines there. That's what I see. And in the environment position, we have the 7 of Cups. So more Scorpio energy here, which again, like I said, for you guys is the 12th house, and this is definitely a way energy in the 12th house can play out. So like I said, it could have been some confusion around the situation. Again, I feel like this is pointing to what we were talking about with the moon in reverse in the past. So for some of you, I feel like by the time we get into December, that's going to be cleared up for you. Like I said, possibly through a friend speaking to someone, they might actually give you some insight, help you see something from a different angle that you might have been missing, whatever the case may be. But But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. So I'm feeling like for the majority of you, this is going to be very short-lived, if anything, and this could represent someone in your environment too. Saying that, let's say it's the person that you're interested in. Maybe they're confused regarding is Sagittarius into me or not. So it could be one of those things where you guys are both feeding into that same energy of uncertainty. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Wands. So this is Leo energy here. And usually this represents victory being celebrated. I even say to some people, to me, this is like double sun energy with the Leo energy. So it could just be as simple as people just wishing you happy birthday. So it could just be saying that maybe you want to have a little fun for your birthday, get some attention, right? Because everyone feels like they've been cooped up all year anyway, so maybe you're just hoping to actually get out and see your friends and celebrate a little bit. That could be what that's pointing to. But in general, I'm saying that this is you wanting success. So, for example, if this is still around you extending an offer to someone, you're just hopeful that it'll be successful. That's what I'm seeing there. And then in the outcome position, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is Virgo energy here, which for you guys is your 10th house of career and social status. But what I'm getting from this card this time, given the overall theme of the spread, it could just be saying that you're leaning toward wanting a more stable situation for yourselves. So, obviously a lot of this theme seem to point to a relationship for me. So let's look at it in that perspective. Those Six of Pentacles represent, okay, you want a balanced connection, right? But then she's looking at that bird on her arm. It makes me think of communication and freedom, right? With the bird representing freedom. So it could just be one of those things where, you're leaning toward wanting to move toward more of a commitment, but you're also still reflecting on, the freedom that you have being single, and maybe trying to figure out, can you still have both, right? Because sometimes people look at, oh, if I'm in a relationship, I'm going to lose my independence, I'm going to lose my freedom, and that's not necessarily a healthy way of looking at it. So that could be what you'll just be looking at as we get to the end of the month. So nothing major. And of course, same ideas can represent just enjoying yourselves, as far as enjoying a little bit of financial success you might have acquired as well. So that's what I see there. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Strength card. So for one, this could just be pointing to that theme where, like I said, for some of you, you've been holding back feelings for someone. This card is referred to as the Lust card in certain decks too. So it could just be saying, you've really been holding back your desire for this person for whatever reason, trying to, keep it under wraps. But this could also just say that now you finally have the strength and the courage to come forward and let them know how you're feeling as well. And then beneath that, we do see the Two of Cups too. So yeah, for a lot of you, I feel like this is more of a relationship thing. But like I said, fifth house with the Mars retrograde finally ending in your fifth house could just be pointing to creativity as well. Maybe you just felt a little bit stifled in that regard, and now you feel like, okay, now I could actually get that forward movement that I've been hoping for. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we have TikTok. There's the artwork, and the number is 30. So yeah, that makes me think that, like I said, maybe there was just delays, or the feeling of the delays with all those retrograde energies you guys were dealing with. But let's see. It says essential meanings: timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. The Oracle's message: when humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order, were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are here right now and always show up when you need them, right on time. So when I was talking about let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, that definitely made me think of the Nine of Swords energy we saw there in the challenge position. So hopefully that resonated for you. And like I said, it looks like whatever that blockage is, it does appear to be clearing up for you guys this month. And like I said, it could have just been as simple as the fact that you had that Mercury retrograde in your 12th house, might add you in a bit of a mental fog. Now as it's moving through there direct and eventually moves into your sign, you might feel a lot more clear around things at that point. All right, the relationship message says love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. So that's an interesting message too, especially if, like I said, if for some reason you guys have almost been beating yourself up over the fact that there wasn't progress in the situation, the whole thing saying love is always right on time, like I said, it could have just been with the transits going on. So maybe there was actually value to that delay that you guys are going through. And like I said, with the World card and the Foundation there, it's a pretty strong energy. And like I said, you're going to have that full moon right at the very end of November in your opposite sign, which is an eclipse. So that's going to be pretty powerful energy as well. So it could have just been more of a timing thing than anything. All right, the prosperity message says your prosperity is co-created by your endeavors as they occur in human-made time and the eternal efforts of your most important manifestation partner, spirit, in a divine, measureless time. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive and make a commitment to remain in high vibration thoughts and feelings. If you heed the message of this card, it will seem as if you will align with your highest calling and your highest good in no time at all, like magic. So what's all the fuss about not having enough time? The prosperous life that is yours will never pass you by. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well, especially given that, like I said, that Virgo card at the end can definitely represent career for some of you, and the Nine of Pentacles does represent some success there as well. So hopefully that resonated. All right. Next we have White Raven Spirit. It says trust in the magic. There's the artwork and the number 66. Okay, it says, nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eyes can't see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magical world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favor. So interesting, as I was reading that, it made me think of the Seven of Cups energy, where it could just be saying that this actually is your energy for some of you, where you might not see a situation clearly, see where it's heading, see why it's happening, right? And then with that Queen of Swords, like I said, it looks like something restoring balance there and providing some clarity around whatever the situation is. So could just be saying that that's what's going on. Some things behind the scenes might be working things out for you guys. So hopefully that resonated as well. All right. And finally, we have a Mudra card for you guys. So the Mudra you guys got for this month is right here. It's the Kubera Mudra. Keyword for it is abundance. All right. Let's see if we can get it to focus. All right, there we go. So if you want to pause it or take a screenshot, you can. But under benefits, it says clears the frontal sinuses and helps to balance left and right nostrils, improves sense of smell, sharpens inner vision and ability to more clearly see your path in life, helps create abundance, especially related to virtuous desires that take into consideration the welfare of all beings. So if this sounds like something that would be beneficial for you guys, I'll put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.